The rise of a superpower, the United States from the Gilded Age to World War I. Compared to the early 19th century, the late 1800s and early 1900s were a period of significant changes in the U.S. social, political, cultural, and economic arena. The United States suffered huge losses during the Civil War, and individuals were focused on rebuilding. Subsequently, the nation witnessed significant advancements due to improved technology, a thriving business environment, and an endless supply of labor from immigrants who sought better opportunities. However, the stability of America faced significant threats from external powers and nations with vested interests, thus influencing the U.S. foreign policy, USFP. Nevertheless, several other factors played a major role in elevating the nation to its superpower position and equipping it to face its adversaries in World War I. The late 1800s through to the early 1900s is known as the Gilded Age because of the economic boom that enabled the United States to become an industrial giant. This period saw the rise of numerous industries and the re-establishment of old companies, including steel, petroleum refining, electrical power, and steel manufacturing organizations. Additionally, the U.S. enjoyed advanced infrastructure, expanded railroads, and advanced transport and communication systems that helped boost commerce. As a result, American society was transformed into diverse groups of prosperous middle-class citizens and wealthy industrialists. The late 19th and early 20th centuries were also characterized by great social and political changes in American society due to the involvement of more citizens in reforms and politics. The generation that existed during the time hoped to make the U.S. a more democratic place and a conducive environment for business. U.S. citizens advocated for the expansion of voting rights to women and numerous electoral reforms, including the direct election of senators. Gender equality also took center stage as women fought for the right to own property, control their finances, and secure employment opportunities. Similarly, this period saw the regulation of child labor, better schools, liquor prohibition, women's empowerment, and the development of a just society that secured the rights of all American citizens. During the Gilded Age, millions of individuals from all over the world left their homes and settled as immigrants in the U.S. As a result, the nation was characterized by people with diverse cultures that ushered in new waves of change. Particularly, cities and capital centers were the hub of diversity as they welcomed thousands of job seekers who were forced to live in poverty and interact. Additionally, the increased spread of information and advanced education played a major role in shaping American culture. Higher living standards in the suburbs gave way to modern dressing techniques, pop music, interior design, furniture, art and craft, and architecture. However, racism and discrimination became a topic of concern, especially after the United States barred Chinese immigration. The surplus immigration of individuals into the United States considerably altered its relationships with other nations and helped shape foreign policy. After the Civil War, the country opted for isolation and non-interference with external issues. Nevertheless, immigration boosted the economy and forced the U.S. into business with other nations. According to Payne, immigration was the main reason for the economic boom as millions of able-bodied individuals entered the U.S. to seek better opportunities and flee from political or religious persecution. However, it played a role in renewing the confidence of Americans in overseas relations. The Gilded Age marked a turning point in American history as the nation witnessed significant economic and industrial advancement that encouraged its imperialistic tendencies. During that era, the U.S. continued expanding its industries and producing more than any other nation around the globe. Subsequently, the United States started trading and doing more business with more nations around the world, thus necessitating a change in its foreign policies to protect its investments and guard its interests. As a result, the U.S. resorted to imperialism to obtain raw materials and markets for its goods in foreign colonies. The emergence of mass politics and political turbulence in the U.S. during the 1890s also played a role in the design and approaches of USFP. In particular, the Farmers' Revolt at the end of the 19th century introduced several issues in opposition, leading to the ascendancy of the Republican Party to power after the elections of 1896. Compared to the Democrats, Republicans were more assertive in their initiatives and took advantage of U.S. power to gain ground over other nations. Their 24-year reign saw significant changes to foreign policy that allowed the country to play an active role in international affairs and establish an independent government. The historical events that transpired during the late 1800s to the early 1900s prepared the U.S. for World War I by allowing it to build up its military capacity, its economic abilities, and influence. Industrialization and advanced technology facilitated efficient communication, a developed transport system enhanced the movement of goods and supplies, and the increased population provided soldiers and labor for the conflict. Additionally, an imperialistic approach to USFP allowed the nation to establish safe havens in its territories, advance its military powers, and secure its borders. Thus, these developments were critical in putting America in a more powerful position during the war. The late 19th century and early 20th century were a period of notable changes in the American cultural, political, social, and economic landscapes. Industrialization and democracy encouraged immigration, which led to a surplus supply of labor. Additionally, improved economic outcomes encourage innovation and improved infrastructure, thus raising individuals' living standards. In addition, these factors facilitated social reforms, political revolts, improved business, and an increased focus on U.S. security. Thus, the United States had the resources to face its adversaries during World War I and help its allies emerge victorious.